Hey guys, I'm Eric with Extreme Terrain. In this video, we're going to do a review and install of this Proven Ground aluminum retractable tonneau cover for all 2016 and later Toyota Tacomas. This kit from Proven Ground is perfect for the Tacoma owner who is looking for a secure way to protect their cargo from thieves and from the weather. Now, tonneau covers are universally probably the most common upgrade that pickup truck owners make to their trucks. All of us are looking for secure ways to protect our cargo from the elements and from thieves. And in my opinion, this aluminum retractable tonneau cover from Proven Ground is right in the sweet spot across the entire spectrum of tonneau covers. Now, what do I mean by sweet spot? Well, take a look at everything that's out there. They range from the very inexpensive vinyl roll-up covers that attach to the rails of your pickup's bed with Velcro strips. Now, those Velcro strips can wear out with weathering and with use over time. And of course, the other end of the spectrum is a full-on fiberglass cap or a topper that are much more expensive than this kit and don't really provide a whole lot more security than this kit does. Now, like I said, I think one of the real attractive aspects to this piece from Proven Ground is the fact that it's lockable and provides a security option for your cargo. Now, it's not just the fact that it's lockable, but it's also very rugged construction. In fact, the manufacturer tells us that you can evenly distribute up to 1,100 pounds of weight on top of this cover. Now, I don't know if I would do that if I were you. However, it is a testament to just how sturdy this cover is and how resistant to thieves and other types of intrusions you might have with your cargo in the bed of your truck. Now, working with this Proven Ground kit today, I gotta tell you that the fit and finish of this is really high quality. And once we got it all assembled, it went into place, and the action of the retractable cover is very firm and tight, as well as the weather sealing that goes around the edges is very tight, and you should have no problems with intrusion of water or other elements getting to any cargo that you have in the bed of your truck. Now, if you don't want a full-blown topper on your truck, one of the other options you might be looking at in comparison to these is the fiberglass one-piece. But I gotta tell you, I've owned those in the past and they're not very versatile. If you have any cargo that's taller than the side rails of your truck, you're not gonna be able to haul it without having that lid wide open, and you're gonna look ridiculous driving down the road. One nice thing about this cover is that you can open it in a couple different positions if you have oddly shaped cargo that's gonna stick up above the side rails of your truck. Just to show you guys a quick demonstration of this lockable tonneau cover, if you already have it locked, go ahead and unlock it with your keys. One nice thing to note is these keys have an identification number on them. You might want to jot that down or save that somewhere. If you ever lose these keys and you need to reorder more, that number will identify the lock pattern so that you can get the proper key. Now, this is currently in the locked or latch position. Flip that knob to the left and that opens the mechanism for you. If you open it just a little bit and then reclose it, what this will do is allow it to only open so far, and now it's locked in that position. It's kind of nice to have that adjustability in case you have some odd shaped cargo that might stick up here, but you want to keep the rest of it covered. But go ahead and unlock the latch again, and then you can open it all the way. There's another intermediate position in there that you can lock it open to. That's kind of nice to have. So go ahead and pull it closed. Now, like I said before, this cover is right in the sweet spot across the entire spectrum, and that goes for price as well. This unit is currently priced under $1,000, which might seem expensive. However, when you compare that to a full-blown topper or a fiberglass top, those will probably run at least twice as much as this. So considering the options and versatility that you have with this unit, I think that's a pretty competitive price. Now, as far as the installation goes, it is a little bit challenging. I'm giving it a 2 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter. Some of the assembly can be a little tricky, but I gotta tell you, once it is together, it is a very solid unit. The only trick to this installation might be finding a way to run the drain hoses from the trough out of the bed of your truck. You may need to do some drilling there, otherwise you might need to get a little bit creative, maybe purchase some longer tubing that's included in the kit and run that out the back of your truck. There are some options where you might be able to avoid some drilling. So with that said, let's take a look at some of the simple tools we're going to use to get this done and get to the installation. Okay, the tools we're going to use for this installation to make things go a little faster, we're going to use our electric impact wrench and a 5mm Allen socket. or you could just use the 5mm Allen key included in the kit and a Phillips head screwdriver. All right guys, the first step of the install is going to be assembling the bed rails. Now, what we're gonna need is you're gonna need this flat plate piece. We're gonna end up bolting this to the rail that has the track in it, where your cover is going to roll out into and slide along. But you're also going to need 3 of these L-shaped brackets, because the bolts that sandwich all these pieces together are also going to hold this bracket in place, and ultimately these are going to be the brackets that connect to the rails that are built into your truck, and that's what's going to clamp this down to the side of the bed in your truck. So to go ahead and get started here, I'll show you. So to get this lined up, you're going to want to see this hole here, and you might have to peel back this weather stripping just a little bit to expose this hole. You want to kind of line these up visually, just as a general reference. Ultimately, when we put this plate on top of here, we're going to set it in place with this Phillips head screw. And that's going to kind of be an anchor point so that you can then line up the rest of the holes in here. But for now, just line this up visually, and then I'll show you the next step. So once we kind of know more or less where these holes are, you're going to grab these little square blocks here, and we're going to drop them in to this opening and then slide them down the track. And you got 3 of them per side, and we're going to more or less line them up kind of visually with those holes. So go ahead and slide the first one all the way down, and then drop in the next one, and then the third one will obviously kind of line up closely with this hole. And that'll help you when we set this up top to align the bolts with that. All right, once you have these threaded blocks lined up with these holes, guys, go ahead and grab the plate here, and we'll set it up top. And we're going to go down to the end and screw in our anchor screw. This is a Phillips head, and that'll get us keep everything lined up and this plate anchored in place. All right, go ahead and peel back the weather stripping just enough, guys, to expose the hole and make sure that both holes are lined up, and they are. So I'm going to put this in. And that'll keep us anchored to line up the other ones. All right, go ahead and grab these L brackets, guys. Now, you're obviously going to have the single slot facing this, and get it oriented like this. And then there are 3 different size Allen bolts in your kit. Grab the medium sized or medium length ones. They're all 5mm, and grab a washer and lock washer for each. And we're going to get them started by hand first, leaving them a little bit loose so we can adjust if needed. Now you can go ahead and grab the pieces for the other side and repeat these same steps. All right, guys, now go ahead and grab this portion of the kit. We're gonna set it upside down on this table. And I'm on the driver's side right now. I have the driver's side rail. What we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to fish the leading edge of the cover into the track, and then slide this into place and line up these 2 threaded holes right here onto here and bolt them in. Now there is a post right in the middle here that's going to line up with a hole on your rail. Once that fits up snug like this, I can hold it with one hand. With my free hand, go ahead and grab. There's 4 short bolts with a lock washer and flat washer for each. Go ahead and get those started. As soon as we get these started, you can go ahead and take the 5mm Allen key that's included in the kit and tighten it up right away. And repeat this procedure for the other side. All right guys, now at this step of the install, you're gonna need help from a friend. Go ahead and grab your assembled kit here together, making sure that the bottom side is down, the drain plugs are pointing towards the bottom. Now we're just gonna lift it into place. This is exactly why we left the brackets loose. If one of them's a little tight, you can adjust it just like that so it drops nice and neatly into place. All right, next guys is you're gonna wanna grab these threaded aluminum blocks. They're gonna slide into your Tacoma's rail right here. To do that, we need to pop this clip out. And we're gonna slide these in. You're gonna have one of these for each one of these L-shaped brackets that we mounted to the bed rails earlier. We're going to use 3 per side. And you're going to want to grab the longest Allen bolts that we have in the kit, and obviously a flat washer and lock washer for each. Get them started by hand. We'll do all of them and then tighten them up. And then repeat that for the rest of the blocks. And then you can also do the 3 on the other side as well. Now in this instance here, guys, you can see this bracket is a little farther away. Just go ahead and cinch it up, and that's exactly where we left those loose earlier. I want to make sure it's up nice and tight. Then we're going to grab a 5mm Allen socket and our impact driver, and we're going to tighten these down. All right guys, now that these are tightened up, we're going to go ahead and tighten up the bolt up top here. Again, still the same 5mm Allen socket. Go ahead and repeat these exact same steps on the other side. All right guys, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but because your roll-away tonneau cover is kind of sitting in a trough right here, as you're exposing your truck to rain and snow and whatnot, you're going to get moisture that's going to build up in this trough. And you have 2 drain plugs here, and the kit comes with this kind of surgical tubing type of stuff, and you can just fasten that on here. Like that. It's kind of a nice feature, I think, that they designed 2 drain plugs with hose fittings to drain the water out of this trough, because that's basically what this is. It's a trough, and if it's truck's outside in the rain or you got some melting snow on there, the moisture is going to build up down in there, and you need a way to get rid of it so you don't get mold and obviously everything else that goes along with sitting water. The challenge is going to be figuring out where to route these. A lot of pickup trucks have rubber grommets built into the front of the bed. and you can either drill through them or remove them. Our truck happens to have a couple of tiny holes there that we could potentially drill out and make a little bit larger in order to fit these tubes through. However, I would caution you on this. Anytime you are drilling there, make sure you check on the underside and see where that drill bit is going to be going. You don't want to nick a brake line, electrical cable, or anything else underneath there that could do some damage and cause a safety situation with your truck. All right, we're going to place this kind of dress up the cover piece on top here. There's a nice bit of weather stripping along this back edge. Go ahead and flip it over. It's going to rest on top. Like that. And that weather stripping I just pointed out to you is sitting nice and tight on top of the front of the bed rail. And then we've got these tiny screws or Phillips head screws in the kit, as well as these black plastic grommets. Go ahead and put a grommet in there. Go ahead and grab one of those grommets and you just drop it in the hole. Kind of dresses it up a little bit. It's a little bit of a nice touch. This kit. And then go ahead and tighten the screws down. Then you have these little black dots that have an adhesive backing on them. And just kind of dresses that up a little bit. If that appearance is important to you. And you can finish up and repeat these same steps on the other side. All right, once you've tightened up all the bolts all the way around, as well as this top cover, go ahead and close it. That wraps up this review and install of the Proven Ground aluminum retractable tonneau cover for all 2016 and later Toyota Tacomas. For all things Tacoma, keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.